What if I told you that a woman who started as a prostitute during World War I later became one of France's most revered secret agents? Marthe Richard's life was far from ordinary. It's a tale of survival, espionage, and redemption that sounds almost too wild to be true. How does someone transition from the fringes of society into a world of covert operations and international intrigue? This is the unbelievable life of Marthe Richard, where the line between the streets and secret services blurs in ways you'd never expect. Marthe Richard's life was a series of unexpected twists. Born into poverty in France in 1889, she lived in a society where women like her, those born without money, status, or connections, were often ignored or forced into morally dubious paths. But Richard's story took an unexpected turn when she went from being a prostitute to one of the most notorious secret agents in French history. Her journey was one of grit and audacity, as she cleverly navigated the perilous transition from the underworld of sex work into the clandestine and treacherous world of espionage. In a world dominated by men, Marthe's story stands out not just because of her circumstances, but because of her incredible ability to adapt. She utilized the skills she gained from the harsh streets and turned them into assets that made her an invaluable spy. Richard's life was not just a series of random events, but a calculated journey where survival required her to push boundaries, break norms, and reinvent herself. Marthe Richard's early years were marked by significant societal struggles. Born into poverty in the small village of Lorraine, her options were limited. The societal structure of the early 20th century did not offer women many paths to success or independence. For women like Marthe, the choice was often between factory work, domestic labor, or prostitution. The latter was a particularly harsh reality for many impoverished women, and it was a choice that Marthe found herself facing when she moved to Paris as a teenager. Paris at the turn of the century was known for its stark contrast between glamour and squalor. While the city dazzled with art, culture, and wealth, it also hid an underbelly where many young women were exploited. The red light districts of Paris were teeming with women who, like Marthe, had no safety net and no way out. As a prostitute, she faced constant danger, both from clients and from the law. Prostitution was semi-regulated in France at the time, but women in this profession were often subjected to police harassment, violence, and exploitation. But Marthe was not someone to accept the cards dealt to her. Even in the darkest parts of her life, she began to develop the tools that would one day make her a formidable spy. Her life on the streets forced her to be quick-thinking, adaptable, and able to read people in a way that most couldn't. It was survival at its most raw form. Little did she know, these street-learned instincts would soon be her greatest asset in an entirely different world. As the horrors of World War I unfolded across Europe, Marthe found herself at a crossroads. The war shifted the dynamics in many ways, and with men leaving for the front lines, women like Marthe suddenly had opportunities that would have been unthinkable just years before. The need for intelligence operatives was growing, and women, with their ability to move unnoticed, became valuable assets to the secret services. But how did Marthe make the leap from prostitution to espionage? One of the turning points in her life was her association with a Spanish diplomat. Through him, she gained access to social circles far beyond her previous reach. But more importantly, it gave her insight into international intrigue. She began to understand how information moved, who controlled it, and how power was exercised in the shadows. Her street smarts now had a much bigger stage. Marthe's resourcefulness and charm caught the attention of the French government, and before long she was recruited as a spy. What made her so valuable? Her ability to blend in. As a former prostitute, Marthe had mastered the art of reading people, of getting close without arousing suspicion, and of disappearing when necessary. She was fluent in seduction and manipulation, skills that were vital in the world of espionage. Her first major assignment was in Spain during the war, where she was tasked with gathering intelligence on German forces. Using her connections and her charm, she quickly infiltrated high-ranking circles and began feeding crucial information back to the French government. The skills she honed on the streets of Paris, surviving among dangerous men, reading their intentions, and using charm as a weapon, proved invaluable in her new life as a spy. Marthe Richard's journey from the streets of Paris to the world of espionage was fraught with both personal and professional challenges. As she stepped into the male-dominated realm of spying, her past as a prostitute followed her, casting a shadow over her achievements. To gain respect, Marthe had to navigate not only the inherent dangers of espionage, but also the prejudices and skepticism from her male counterparts. Her assignment in Madrid was a turning point in her career. The city, bustling with intrigue and danger, became the stage for some of her most critical operations. The Germans had established a sophisticated network of spies in Madrid, making it imperative for the Allies to keep close tabs on their movements and plans. Marthe was tasked with infiltrating this network, a mission that demanded not just skill, but also an extraordinary level of bravery. One of Marthe's notable operations involved infiltrating the circle of a high-ranking German officer, Colonel Wilhelm von Richter. This officer was suspected of orchestrating a series of covert naval operations aimed at disrupting Allied supply lines. Marthe's objective was clear: seduce the officer, gain his trust, and extract critical intelligence without revealing her true identity. Marthe approached this mission with a blend of cunning and audacity. She meticulously crafted her cover story as a sophisticated and charming socialite, using her knowledge of high society to blend in seamlessly. Her interactions with von Richter were marked by careful strategy. She used her charm to lower his defenses, while subtly steering conversations towards sensitive topics. The risks were immense. The slightest misstep could expose her, leading to dire consequences. However, Marthe's previous experiences on the streets had honed her instincts, making her adept at handling high-pressure situations. She navigated the perilous game of espionage with remarkable finesse, utilizing every tool at her disposal, from coded messages to clandestine meetings. One of her most remarkable achievements during this period was uncovering details about Operation Seelöwe, a planned German naval offensive aimed at seizing control of the Mediterranean. Through her access to von Richter and his associates, Marthe managed to gather crucial intelligence about the operation's timeline, targets, and logistical plans. She relayed this information to her handlers through an elaborate system of coded messages and discreet meetings, ensuring that the intelligence reached the right hands without compromising her cover. The timely information she provided allowed the Allies to preemptively deploy resources and strategies to counter the German offensive, significantly altering the course of naval operations. Marthe's success in Madrid did more than just advance her career. It played a pivotal role in the broader Allied war effort. Her actions not only thwarted a major German operation, but also demonstrated her exceptional skills and resilience. This critical mission cemented her reputation as one of France's most effective and daring spies, earning her the respect and admiration she had long sought. Despite the dangers and the prejudice she faced, Marthe Richard's contributions were instrumental in shaping the outcome of World War II. Her ability to navigate the treacherous world of espionage, coupled with her courage and ingenuity, made her a standout figure in the annals of intelligence history. Marthe Richard's journey from the streets to the Secret Service was nothing short of extraordinary. She went from being a marginalized woman on the fringes of society to a national hero who played a significant role in France's wartime efforts. Her life is a testament to the power of reinvention, to the idea that one's past doesn't have to define their future. Richard's story didn't end with the war. After World War I, she continued to break barriers. In 1946, she spearheaded the closure of brothels in France, a campaign that became known as the Marthe Richard Law. It was a full-circle moment. She had once been a part of that world, and now she was instrumental in its downfall. Marthe Richard's life is proof that even in the darkest of circumstances, people have the power to change their destiny. What do you think of her incredible transformation? Share your thoughts in the comments.